So could you just say a few words maybe to your father in Arabic?
In Arabic?
Yeah, well, just because your father watches on the internet, you can just say you're here.
In Arabic you said?
Yeah.
أنا هنا مضرب عن الطعام. هذا اليوم العاشر من إضرابي عن الطعام، وطالب بتوفير العلاج لوالدي المعتقل الذي يقضي حكما بالسجن، حكم المؤبد في السجن، وقضى منه 7 سنوات ونصف. الوالد محروم من العلاج، محروم من رؤية الأهل، ممنوع من اقتناء أو قراءة أي كتب بما فيها القرآن الكريم. قبل أن آتي إلى هذا الاعتصام وأقرر الإضراب عن الطعام، قمت بمحاولات عديدة بمراسلة المنظمات المعنية بحقوق الإنسان فيما يتعلق بالوضع الصحي لوالدي. وهو والدي نفسه قال يعني قبل فترة طويلة، قبل أشهر طويلة، أنا لا أجد تفسيرا لما يحصل لي إلا أنها عملية قتل بالبطيء. وجدت نفسي مضطرا لأن أبات في الشارع وأن أمتنع عن الأكل لأظهر المظلومية التي يتعرض لها والدي، وأطالب بتوفير وإعطائه حقوقه الأساسية وهي أبسط الحقوق. فحق والدي هو الحرية، لأنه معتقل ضمير ومعتقل رأي.
And just briefly in English, what were you saying to him? Just briefly.
Few things, different angle to show.
Okay. Just say briefly what you were saying in Arabic.
This is my 10th day on hunger strike. I came on 1st of August after I tried to contact with the NGOs and the MPs about my father case. My father, who is 70 years old, serving life imprisonment, denied from medical treatment, and my family cannot see him from 18 months till now. I have no choice, to raise my, I have no choice to raise my father's case and to save his life. I feel, and I heard from my father himself saying that they are killing me slowly. I decided to take a place and hunger strike to raise my father's case and to save his life. My demand is very clear: full medical treatment, family visitation, and access to book.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry about the music driving you out.
Thank you.
In solidarity with Ali Mushaima, who is on the 10th day of his hunger strike to save the life of his father, Hassan Mushaima, who is being denied urgent medical care in a Bahraini dungeon. 70 years old, Hassan Mushaima, an academic teacher by profession, is also a leader of the 2011 mass movement that peacefully called for human rights and democratic reforms in Bahrain. The Khalifa dictatorship, using British weapons and British taxpayer-funded training, along with invading Saudi mercenaries, brutally crushed the peaceful demonstrations, killing over 100 people and caging 5,000 more. In March 2017, Hassan Mushaima along with other human rights defenders and opposition leaders, were abducted, brutally tortured, and given life sentences in mock trials simply for calling for democracy in Bahrain. Hassan Mushaima was horrifically tortured in Bahrain's notorious jail prison that left him in need of surgery 4 times. In prison, the regime is denying Hassan Mushaima urgently needed medical treatment. His son Ali Mushaima is on hunger strike here in London. He is bravely camped outside the door of the Bahraini embassy on hunger strike since the 1st of August. His demands are extremely basic. Allow medical care for his father, allow his family to visit, and allow his father access to his books. We are here outside the Bahrain embassy to demand immediate, unconditional freedom for Hassan Mushaima and the other 5,000 political prisoners languishing in Bahrain's dungeons. Free Hassan Mushaima! Free Hassan Mushaima!
The British government is deeply complicit in every aspect of the suffering of the Bahraini people, including Hassan Mushaima. Since the protests began in 2011, the UK has provided the Bahraini dictatorship with over £83 million worth of weapons with which to crush the people. Furthermore, it has provided training. After repeated denials by the UK government, it was finally revealed that having gained experience of repressing protests in Northern Ireland, the British government has used that experience to train the Bahraini security forces in the tactics of ruthlessly crushing protests. The use of attack dogs, cannons, and how to gather intelligence on protesters. To hide the training, the UK government has cynically described it as protection of human rights training. Documents reveal that the British government has provided 863 days of training to Bahraini prison guards and officials, including training for 400 guards at Bahrain's infamous jail prison, where Hassan Mushaima was tortured. The training in the UK was paid for by the British taxpayer. Another prisoner who was tortured at the British-trained jail prison was a teenager called Ali Singhais. He was abducted by the Bahraini police and severely tortured with electric shocks and raped. The torture continues for months at jail prison. He was forced to make a false confession, for which he was executed by a firing squad in January 2017.
We want to mention a couple more examples of how the British government is directly culpable in the torture of the Bahrainis by the Khalifa regime. A week after the Formula One Bahrain Grand Prix in April 2017, Bahraini female activist Naya Ahmed Yusuf was arrested for her social media post criticising the holding of the F1 Grand Prix in Bahrain. She was tortured at Nahat police station for 4 days, 8 hours at a time. In her own words, Naya described the ordeal. If I wrote down the violations I was subjected to, it would be a book. They insulted my honour and dignity. They physically assaulted me, removed my headscarf, tried to tear off my clothes, and touched my sexual organs. They threatened me with rape and threatened to kill or put my sons in prison. All this in the presence of plainclothes officers. Naya was told to sign a prepared statement without reading it. When she refused to sign on it, Naya was violently beaten, kicked and sexually abused. A truck was specially brought into the police station to frighten her with rape. When she could take no more, she signed, and for that she was given a 3-year sentence in June 2018. Muharak police station, where she was tortured, is a beneficiary of the training provided by the UK Foreign Office. In August 2015, Brigadier Fayez Hassan, the current head of Muharak police station, received direct training provided by the UK Foreign Office in Belfast. A month after Naya's torture, another female human rights activist, Tizan al-Kher, was tortured in the same British-trained police station. It was punishment for her testimony at the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva. Upon returning to Bahrain, she was arrested and taken to Muharak police station, where she was savagely tortured. She was blindfolded and sexually assaulted and threatened with rape if she did not put an end to her human rights activities. She was brutally beaten and had to be rushed to hospital after the interrogation. Her sire told Amnesty, "The men told me, no one can protect you. They took away my humanity. I was weak prey to them."
Bahraini thugs, having graduated from the British government training courses, paid for the British taxpayer, are guilty of rampant human rights abuses, including murdering peaceful protesters and torturing women and children. Shame on the British government! 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 Today, Ali Mushaima is on hunger strike, endangering his life to fight for the life of his father. The British government trained the thugs that abducted, tortured, and imprisoned Ali Mushaima's father. As citizens of this country, it is our responsibility to speak up and demand the British government stop its support for the butcher of Bahrain and act now to pressure the Bahraini regime to unconditionally and immediately release Ali's father, Hassan Mushaima, and the 5,000 other political prisoners caged in its dungeons. This is our demand of the British government, to put humanity before profit, to put Ali Mushaima's father's life before arms deals. Freedom for Hassan Mushaima! Freedom for Hassan Mushaima! Freedom for the people of Bahrain! Freedom for the people of Bahrain!
I thank you, all of you. I thank you. I don't have word that I can express my feeling. And in your stand, it means a lot for me, and I'm sure it will affect. And I have hope. I have hope. I'm going to continue. You know, my demand is basic. My father rights to be free. Not only, get his medical treatment. He's prisoner of conscience. He's 70 years old. So this demand is nothing. The Bahraini government should be changed. But anyway, I'm going to continue. And we, together will stand up for Palestine, for freedom, for dignity, against dictator, in solidarity with Yemen people, against the army sale to the dictatorship. And I don't know what to say more, but I really appreciate your support, and I really thank you. And yes, thank you very much.
This gentleman wants to say something. Is that okay? Here, my love.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters in Ali. My name is Shafi. I'm from the Stop the War Coalition, and I'm here to bring my solidarity from Stop the War. As has already been said, Britain is entirely complicit in the crimes that are taking place in Bahrain against the Bahraini people, against Hassan Mushaima, against Abdul Hadi al-Khawaja and Nabil Rajab, all the political prisoners and all the people who are living under this tyrannical dictatorship. For 200 years, Britain has supported the Al Khalifa regime and made sure that they have stayed in power. It is absolutely abhorrent. And recently, Britain opened a new naval base in Bahrain, despite the human rights abuses, despite knowing about these human rights abuses. And it's shown repeatedly, time and time again, that it is arms sales, it is the maintaining of British influence in the Middle East, that is Britain's priority, regardless of what happens to the Bahraini people. But the British people stand up against this. Our Khalifa regime should know that the British people stand against dictatorships, against torture, against arms sales, and against war. And they're mistaken if they think that Britain will allow this to take place, the British people will allow this to take place in our name. So our message is as much to the Bahraini regime as it is to our own government, that this must end, and it must end now. We do not support it, it is not in our name. And we will continue to support Ali Mushaima, to stand up against these barbaric acts that are taking place, and to keep taking to the streets and fighting against it. So solidarity to everyone, and freedom for Hassan Mushaima, Abdul Hadi Khawaja, for all the political prisoners, and for the people of Bahrain. Salam.
Thank you. Beautifully said. Lovely. You really need to be in that cage.
The reason for that?
The reason for that is because it's been set up in out there. We're happy here. Yeah. Second, we're happy here.
Thank you for your consideration and for being considerate to put that tent for us. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure that will still be there.
Thank you so much.
All right. You take care.
Have a lovely evening. May it be a dry one.
Listen to me, right? Now, I've spoken to you and I've been polite to you. Now, this is the embassy, but there's also people that live in this street, in this residence, and they have a right for peace and quiet. That lasting out,
middle of London.
It's very loud. That lasting out 100 decibels is not their peace and quiet. I appreciate you to do it. Down, that's all I'm asking. That was too loud. You can ask the people down. Okay? Now I've been polite to you. So I've asked you. No, I've spoken to you. What I said.